Ladies and gentlemen, starting the Thursday edition of This Is Exclusive with an important interview coming in from Ladakh. All this while, you were essentially told by Rahul Gandhi that a large part of our land was taken away by China. In fact, my colleague Gursubran has now spoken to Ladakh's Lieutenant Governor, who has spoken on a range of issues, giving it back to Rahul Gandhi's claims that China has taken away our land. And not just that, he's also focused on the elections that are likely to take place in Ladakh, the controversy over the party symbol of the National Conference, and more importantly, a veteran like the Lieutenant Governor who's visited the line of actual control, gives us a sense of what's really happening on the ground, how exactly China has violated several of the agreements that they had signed with India in the past, and what's the current situation like. Take a look at this exclusive interview with the Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh.
On August 5, 2019, the Union government abrogated the Article 370 and the state of Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into two union territories. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and the UT of Ladakh. The UT of Ladakh is one of the key areas when it comes to the strategic importance. Joined by me is the Lieutenant Governor of the Union Territory of Ladakh, Brigadier BD Mishra. Sir, welcome to Republic TV.
Thank you.
So first I would like to ask about the recent unfortunate incident that has unfolded in South Kashmir's Anantnag, where three of our brave hearts, including the Colonel of 19 Rashtra Rifles, the Major from the same unit, and the DYSP of Jammu and Kashmir Police have attained martyrdom while fighting with the terrorism. You have been an army man. You have seen these things very closely. How do you see this?
First of all, I pay my homage to these three brave hearts of 19 Rashtriya Rifle who have laid down their life while fighting the enemy of the nation, the terrorist, Colonel Manpreet Singh, Major Ashish Dhankok, and the Deputy SP Humayun Bhatt. They have fought gallantly for the nation. They have given up their best, and I think nation owes them all gratitude. I salute them.
So now coming to the Union Territory of Ladakh, we are about to reach a time when there will be 4 years when the UT was carved. How do you think overall development has been when it comes to the various portions? Because when it comes to the UT of Ladakh, there are many challenges, be it the border challenges or the challenges that the nature poses. How do you see this?
Let me tell you that before the foundation of UT Ladakh on 31st of October 2019, the dispensation from the J&K government, it was, to say the least, stepmotherly. They did not care for the people of Ladakh. The budgets were very low. The developmental process was very low. The education improvement was very, very disheartening. Medical facilities were not there. Culture was not given due weightage. Every aspect of life, even the job for the people during that period, it only came to those who could make the grade, going outside, studying outside, and nothing for Ladakh. And all that has changed with the Union Territory Foundation. And today, the budgetary allocation for UT Ladakh has gone up many-fold. Government of India is supporting Ladakh. Government of India wants, an apex leadership of India wants Ladakh to develop. He wants Ladakh to be carbon-free. So, entire ambition of the top leadership of the country and also ours, those who are administering, governing there, our ambition is that Ladakh should become #1 union territory in India in development. So this is our mission. And we are going ahead with it, and we are succeeding.
So when you say that we are going ahead and we are succeeding in many of the parts, there is also a demand, we can say, and when you are in a democratic country like India, democracy cannot be put aside. The democratic process is about to start next month in the Kargil with the LAHDC elections which are due to held. How do you see the democracy ushering in the Union Territory of Ladakh? Because these elections, these are going to be very important for the people, because they are going to get their representative elective, as there won't be any assembly there.
See, I am worshipper of the Constitution of India. I am devotee of democracy. And I am guardian of the good, free and fair election process. Now, these are the basics. And the council election there, let me assure you that it will be 100% free, fair and timely. And the management of election, it will be in the most transparent way. And I am very positive that after the election, the council will be formed and they will start working for the interest of the people. They are in Kargil. So, the basic bottom line is that in democracy, all elections have got to be free, fair and timely. And I follow that.
But when you say this, there are also allegations on your administration that you were the one who blocked the symbol of plough to the National Conference, and they had to take first to the High Court. Then the decision came in their favor. Your administration didn't allot them the symbol. Then they have to go to Supreme Court, and it was the Supreme Court that set aside the notification of the elections, and the polls were to reschedule after allotting the plough symbol to the National Conference. These are the allegations, and Omar Abdullah also said that the administration is not doing what they are supposed to.
Let me give you the facts. When the elections were nearing, I told my administration that we have got to go by the book. And by going by the book means that we have got to follow the norms. Then the question came of election symbol, reserving of election symbol. I consulted my secretary, and also I consulted the best advocates in Delhi, even the top government advocates. And I asked them, I said, what is the rule position? And they said that the reservation and reserving the election symbol for a party, and as the context was in that case, it can only be done by the Election Commission of India and not at our level. So having gone by that, having got all the opinion and having applied my mind honestly, consciously and truthfully, I came to the conclusion that I cannot reserve a symbol. And then that was the policy on which I went. The political parties affected, they went to High Court. And High Court, the verdict was in their favor. But having studied all that and having absolutely decided that I will be impartial, nobody has spoken to me, nobody had spoken to me, no suggestion had come to me from anywhere. It was my decision that I will be absolutely beyond prejudice. So then, having studied that, again I consulted my advocate, and they said that there is an error in judgment. So then I went to the bench, and bench decision was that I should reconsider. And then again I consulted my, the experts in the field, and they said that no, there is error in judgment, and therefore I had to go to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court order has come, and we have obeyed like what has to be done. And therefore the allegation that it was not a considered view of the governance of UT Ladakh is totally wrong. I have been very deliberate about it. And also, I have consulted all people, all luminaries of law on this matter, and it was on their suggestion and my own study that it was beyond my power, and the symbol could have been reserved only by the Election Commission of India and not us. And that is how it had gone. And in democracy, everybody is free to say anything. Allegations are made, but this allegation is baseless. It is not correct at all, and my all actions have been beyond prejudice by all means.
Hardly we have seen anyone speaking like this when it comes to a judgment that has gone against them. Otherwise, people will usually say that that judgment has come and we won't say what we have to. Now coming to the question, we have spoken about the hinterland situation. When it comes to the borders, you are continuously being briefed about the top brass of the Indian Army, also the Ladakh police, they are maintaining the situation. There have been serious allegations by the member of the parliament, Rahul Gandhi, who has been to your area for a longer stretch of his Bharat Jodo Yatra, what he said. And after visiting the forward areas, the Pangyong Lake, what he said that the people have told me that the China has taken a huge chunk of land. What you have to say on this? Because this was clearly he said that the land has been taken away by the Chinese side.
I do not know as to what people told whom. And I do not know as to what necessity was there for anyone to believe what somebody told somebody. I will make statement of fact. And the statement of fact is that I have visited every nook and corner of Ladakh. The LAC, the LOC. I have been to the forwardmost post of ours. I have studied where, as per our perception, LAC runs. I have also studied where the Chinese are now. And let me tell you, and I am telling you out of my personal observation, personal visit, and discussion with all the military commanders who are there, that not even 1 square inch of India is in the occupation of Chinese. Second, whatsoever might have happened in 1962, and whatsoever happened in 1962, that happened because that time people did not care who should have cared to prepare India militarily to face the threat. But that is a past history. Chinese, if they dare now to do anything against us or come across the LAC, our troops are there, and I can assure you, nobody who dares to cross the LAC will go without getting bloody nose. I'm asserting it and telling you, and our army is prepared. And now, it is not only a national commitment of our Indian armed forces, it is a determined resolve of Indian armed forces.
Sir, you are continuously, as I said, being briefed by the commanders who are at the forefront. There have been a regular attempt, be it the building of infrastructure by the Chinese side. They're trying to mount pressure. You have been to the forward locations. You are getting the regular inputs. Do you feel that it is the time when India is all prepared? If there is even an iota of provocation by the Chinese side, we can give them a bloody nose, as you said.
You see, it is like this. We are not at all now in a position to let Chinese do what they want. We won't. And Chinese, they know that India is the only country in world, India is the only country in Asia which is a counter to them. Indian leadership is the only leadership in Asia which can counter them. So their communist hegemony and imperialism, that is their principle, and they will keep on creating problems for us or pinpricks that will never end. But we as India and we as Indian Army, we will not let them come even 1 inch across the LAC. That is certain.
So we had questions regarding the hinterland, regarding the border situation. Last question I would like to ask, this is something personal, very personal questions, that the people of Ladakh usually say that a man who has crossed his 80s is more active than anyone in the administration, you being to LAC, running to the forward locations, then coming back to the LOC. How comes this zeal, sir, actually? Because when you were appointed in the Ladakh, the people were of the view that a man in his late 90s, in early 80s has come, and what they believe that you will be mostly in the Raj Bhavan. But the things are on ground altogether different.
I owe it to people. And what impetus I get is from the expectation of the people. And if the time comes that our territory is threatened, I'll be the first man to pick up my gun and go to the trench. That is my determination. I'll do it. And I live only because I have to do welfare of the people. That's my mission. So I go by that.
Thank you so much, sir. So this was the Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh, Brigadier BD Mishra, sir, who was speaking to us. He has spoken in detail about the allegations when it comes to the local bodies election by the National Conference, or the statement by the Congress Member of Parliament Rahul Gandhi regarding China taking a huge chunk of land. And he has clarified it to an extent that he will be the man picking up his gun if the sovereignty and the integrity of the region is threatened.